Japan bans entry from all countries to block new strains spread.
Here's a summary of the article.
Tokyo. Japan will ban entry from all countries to prevent the spread of the more contagious UK strain of the coronavirus, the government announced Saturday. As of Friday, 5 people who travelled from Britain were confirmed as infected with the new strain, according to the government. The emergence of the new strain prompted the government to drop the UK from the list on Thursday and South Africa on Saturday. A 14-day quarantine request will apply to all Japanese returning from abroad. Prior to making the decision, Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga discussed a response to the detection of the new strain with health ministry officials. Suga had signaled on Friday that he would issue new measures to contain the spread of the new strain. The new strain has been detected in Italy, the Netherlands, Denmark, Australia and Germany. The variant is said to be 70% more contagious than the original strain but does not appear to make people sicker.
This post received a score of 33,000, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Well, if history repeats itself, Japan won't open back up until 2235.
Back then they were a bit more radical though, even Japanese people would get their head chopped off if they dared to return.
Back when, exactly? And why?
Isolationist Japan times, from 1633 to 1853.
Did someone say the history of Japan?
Look, that is a great video and tells you a lot about the history of Japan. However, to really have a cohesive understanding of the Japanese people, this video is really where it's at.
Honestly, among my favorite commercials of all time. And the ending is just, it is perfect. It feels like a multi-season show boiled down to only its most important scenes.
It's the long man, isn't it? I am going to click it. And hope.
Of course not. It's the long man.
I believe you mean launch, man.
Japan is not banning all entry, and in fact this isn't likely to impact foreign arrivals much. See article. To avoid disruptions to economic activity, bilateral business travel arrangements with 11 countries including China and South Korea will be maintained. Since many foreigners are entering Japan through this arrangement, the latest travel ban may have little impact on limiting foreign arrivals. Unfortunately, my college I was going to study abroad in next week is now not letting me in. Sad face.
Study abroad during a pandemic.
To be fair, if you're going to do 6 months in another country, doing the 2-week isolation procedure isn't a big issue. Of all the countries to be long-term locked into, Japan is one of the better ones. USA and UK being the worst. New Zealand and SK are probably the best. Like 6 months in Tokyo or 6 months in London. Which do you think would take the opportunity to stay in provided you pass quarantine before entering the country?
Everything shuts down after 9 p.m. and Seoul is on the brink of mass infection. The Gov can't control the mega churches that are super spreading. Pretty thankful I rode out so much of this pandemic in SK rather than the US though, for sure. Didn't realize this was, who has it worse, Olympics.
What you consider a mega lockdown and case numbers skyrocketing in SK is what has been happening at even higher levels non-stop in most other countries since March. This link is updated daily. I would choose SK over US and UK any day.
By the way, my lockdown now is the same as lockdown in many other countries. It's spreading like wildfire in one of the most densely packed cities in the world, but because some countries have more numbers, SK is as good as NZ. Nah, numbers aren't everything. This pandemic is taking its toll on this country too. Smaller numbers than a country 20x our size doesn't mean we are writing this out peacefully.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.